Hello, and welcome back to the server name pending server. I know last episode I said that we were going to be working on connecting the redstone up from the crop farms over to the silo, but something has happened. So last episode, Fedora and I defeated the Ender Dragon, and Fedora has been busy. As you can see, we've got a big creeper farm right here. And if we go up to the top AFK platform, maybe, couldn't reach it. Here in a moment, we'll see a ton of creepers start coming out here. And there we go, look at that. Look at that. I'll do a little cheaty free cam and go show you guys how the farm works. So if we look, a bunch of creepers spawn, and yes, there's one cat that's not in the center, but creepers spawn, the cats scare them, and the creepers walk over here. They think that they can jump over to this, and they can't, so they fall down. But the reason I'm showing this is because this is pretty ugly, right? And so I designed a big, I wouldn't call it a mountain, but a nice pillar to go all around this farm to hopefully look a lot better. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be collecting the materials and building this pillar. As you can see, I mean, just tons of gunpowder. Tons. So, yeah, without further ado, let's gather some materials. Before I started gathering materials, Fedora and I went back to the end and we opened up all of the end gateways. I also really wanted to make sure that I got all the achievements, so I got all the achievements that you could get in the end besides Great View from up here, which is the one where you have to float very high from a shulker box.
Okay.
Oh.
Designer.
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah. When I was fighting them, so I had to stop bowing it. Light work.
Now I could start gathering materials for this big pillar to go around the creeper farm. I gathered a lot of materials, almost 10,000 blocks, but I won't bore you with every single block that I collected. So here's a quick montage of some of the blocks that I collected.
I feel like here is probably gonna be the one, and we're just gonna. If it doesn't work.
Alright guys, we're here in the Nether because I've been getting some materials together for a basalt farm. We need quite a bit of basalt for the mountain build, and so I decided to just bite the bullet and make a very good basalt farm, and I'll leave a link to the video down in the description. I also just wanted to take a moment and say that I apologize for the little coordinate thing in the top left corner of all of the time lapses. I downloaded the mini HUD mod to help with some spawnable spots overlays when I was lighting up the pillar later in the video, and so it is just in all of the time lapses for this video. Sorry about that. During the time that I was collecting materials, we also hit day 1500 on the server, so that was pretty cool too. Day 1500.
Yay!
Beautiful. And a couple hours later, I had all of the materials gathered to build the pillar. So I got started, and it honestly took a lot longer than I thought it would, even with Lightmatica. So here is me building the pillar. I did also just want to mention that if you don't like time lapses, a fairly long time lapse of me building this pillar is coming up. So if you want to skip that and get to the end of the time lapse, just go ahead and go to this time right here. Now that the main pillar had been constructed, there were still a couple more things that I needed to do to fully complete the pillar. The first thing I needed to do was to actually go inside the pillar and place buttons so that no mobs could spawn inside the pillar. And then the last thing I needed to do was to get a bunch of glow lichen and place glow lichen all around the pillar so that no mobs could spawn on the outside and only creepers could spawn on the inside of the pillar. So I went ahead and put all the buttons inside the pillar because it's pretty boring and it only took about 5 minutes, so I didn't want to record it. I also went and fixed all of the logs that were facing the wrong way and filled in all the holes that I had accidentally left. When I was done placing buttons, I went ahead and built a glow lichen farm so that I could get all the glow lichen that I needed very, very quickly. So then I placed all the glow lichen down on the pillar, and this is what my screen looked like for about 20 minutes. And then the pillar was all done. There it is. Can we talk about how good this thing looks? I mean, I think it looks really good. There's definitely some texturing that is not the best. I mean, this spot right here, I'm not a huge fan of particularly, but let me land right here and go into a little bit of free cam. I think it looks pretty cool. I mean, it's definitely not the greatest terraforming. I guess I don't know what you would call this. It's definitely not the greatest thing that anybody's ever made, but I think it looks pretty cool. And all of this is lit up. Nothing can spawn in here. Still missing a block apparently. But yeah, nothing can spawn in here. There's buttons all over here. So the creepers can only spawn on these platforms. And I think it looks pretty cool, guys. Honestly. And I mean, I think it looks pretty good if I do say so myself, which I do. I do think it looks a little silly having that huge mountain. Let me turn off mob sounds really quick. Okay. Now that I've got mob sounds turned off, I think it looks pretty cool. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I think it looks cool. I do think that it looks a little silly having a huge pillar and then just this. So I think I want to change that at some point and maybe add a couple more rocks going up and then one right here to kind of cover it. And maybe add like a little mystical vibe. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, but I think I did pretty good. Obviously the beacon kind of ruins the effect, but I think all in all, I did a pretty good job. Let's see it with some shaders. Well, guys, to finish out the episode, I think we're going to finish it how we did last time. And we're going to build another custom tree. Well, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.